everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Glenn and Kati. Today we are going to be making my grandmother's, Granny's, homemade buttermilk biscuits and my grandfather's, Paw-Paw's, chicken gravy. Granny and Paw-Paw have been making biscuits and gravy every Christmas for our family on Christmas Eve when we get together. For my entire life. I'm 31, so at least 29 of those 31 years. We can't wait to share the recipes with you guys.
These recipes also are recipes that will tell you the ingredients, will tell you about where to start as far as putting the ingredients in, but it's how you fill it. We may add ingredients as we need them to make it work.
Yeah, Dad brings up a good point with that because Granny and Paw-Paw actually didn't have recipes for what we're going to be sharing with you today. They made everything just how they felt it. So we do have ingredients, amounts that we're going to share with you or try to share with you. But yeah, you're pretty much on par with the fact that we might be adding a little extra too based on how it feels.
We decided we would have Christmas in August this year. We're excited about taking it over to the family so everybody can enjoy it. The most important part about this is that we'll be able to have a family time. And that's what it's all about. One pound of butter, 3/4 cup to 1 cup of plain flour, 3½ cups to 4 cups of water, 1/2 cup of milk, 2 12½ ounce cans of chicken breast, and salt and pepper to taste. To start, I will add 4 sticks of butter to my pan. I put the pan on medium high, about 350 degrees. The butter will melt, and as soon as it melts, I will be adding the flour. The butter has melted, and now I'm going to add the flour little by little. As I add it in here, I'll do it until it gets pretty thick. It's bubbling up, and so I turned it down to 200 degrees. I may turn it down just a little bit lower, and I will stir this until it browns. After adding the initial 1 cup of flour, then you add flour until it gets to the consistency of mashed potatoes, and then it will start browning after that. So you may have to add up to 1 or 2 more cups of flour. Here's what the consistency looks like. And I'm constantly stirring it so it doesn't burn, but it browns. This seems like it's taking forever. We've adjusted the temperature, and now it's 300 degrees and it's cooking pretty well. We had turned the temperature down, but we've turned it back up, and you can see it bubbling. But what's so nice is it's starting to turn brown.
This has been a lot of stirring, so Dad and I have been taking turns, but it's definitely looking browner, which is good. So look at that. It is almost like a light cocoa color.
I think we made it. It looks golden brown. Look how pretty that is. I've turned the temperature down a little bit so it would have a lot of splash, and I'm going to add some water to it. And I've got to stir like crazy so that I can get all the lumps. I want it to be smooth. Started off with 4 cups, but it can be more or less. This is not an exact recipe, and you just want to do it because it does thicken up a lot when you put the flour with the butter, and then when you add the water, you have to kind of stir to make it smooth. To incorporate the water in the mixture, it takes a little while. It's still the mashed potato consistency. I think it's finally here. We've about tripled the water. Look how much gravy we ended up with. And you can see it's the gravy consistency. It's like thick gravy. Wow, this looks good. Beautiful gravy. Now it's time to put some milk in it. This is a 1/2 cup of milk. I may, like everything else, I may add a little bit more to it. So this will make it rich. We're adding the milk to it. It's time for me to add some chicken. I'm going to pour the water in first. Then I just take the chicken here and I crumble it up. It's important that you crumble the chunks up. See how I crumble them up into little tiny pieces? Otherwise you end up with big chunks, and you want this to go throughout the pot. So you just kind of crumble it up like that. The only thing we need to do now is to add some salt and pepper. So let me get that. And I'll add some pepper, then I'll add some salt. A little couple spoonfuls of pepper, a couple spoonfuls of a little bit of salt to it to add some flavoring. I'll stir that in. Now that it's finished, I'm ladling it over to the crock pot. We'll be taking this to Granny and Paw-Paw's house for our family meal. Plug it in, it'll stay warm. But Katie, we did a good job on it. This is excellent.
I've already made 2 batches of biscuits this morning. So I'm gonna make our 3rd because we're trying to get 75 biscuits. Each batch makes about 25. This recipe is not quite measured out as you would like. So if you love a precise recipe, this isn't for you, but if you enjoy just playing around with what you're making, this is perfect. I'm gonna take a 1-cup measurer and I'm going to scoop 3 unleavened scoops of self-rising flour. This would be what I consider good enough. So in my large bowl, this is what it looks like. Now, the Crisco is not measured. It's about a handful of Crisco. And I'm gonna just put the Crisco in, and then I'm going to just start working it in to the flour with my fingers. That way it starts to break apart. The goal is to get the Crisco to very small, pea-size or less pieces. So now your hands will be very messy. Not quite as messy as they're going to get though. And you'll see the dough has a grainy type look to it. So you see there are still some Crisco pieces, but for the majority there are no huge chunks. Now, what I'm gonna do is take buttermilk. Doesn't matter what brand. I have shaken this up, so be sure to shake your buttermilk well. And then you're just gonna give a little good drizzle and start mixing that up. Now it's gonna be really nasty on your hands at first. That's normal. You're just gonna keep working with it. As the buttermilk blends with the flour, it will become more of a dough consistency. I may have to add some more buttermilk shortly in case there's any more flour that's remaining that I'm not able to mix in well, but we're gonna get started with this. Now the dough is perfect. You'll see it's just like dough altogether, not sticking to my hands too much. I've taken the dough from the bowl and put it on a floured surface. I actually halved the dough so that it's easier for me to roll. So I'm just gonna take my rolling pin and roll it. You're gonna roll your dough out to about 1/2 inch high, and then take a cookie cutter or biscuit cutter, or if you're like me, just take a glass. This is the perfect size for a biscuit. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out my biscuits. And then after we cut them out, we're gonna place them side by side on a baking sheet. Biscuits love company, so you don't have to put too much space. As you see, I've already prepared another batch before this. And be sure to preheat your oven to 450 degrees because you're gonna bake your biscuits for about 13 to 15 minutes or until golden brown. It's been about 15 minutes, so let's take the biscuits out and see how they look. Look at those with their slightly golden tops. They're gonna be delicious. Okay, Granny, so here are the biscuits that I made.
Oh boy, they look delicious. And they're just the right size because we can just open them up and put gravy on them and they'll be delicious, won't they, Katie?
Yes, they will.
It's good.
That's good.
Can't think of the thing that's not good about it.
The biscuit biscuits and gravy were really good, and I ate like 3 or 4 biscuits, and I'm very full. The gravy was so good I had to go back for seconds.
Katie, it was a lot of fun.
It was fantastic.
It was an experience. I'm not used to putting a little bit of this and adding a little bit more of it, a little bit more of it to make it work. But we made it work, didn't we?
Yes, we did, for sure.
It was good. The family loved it. At least they were kind to us. But I really think I liked it, so I think they liked it too.
Yes, it actually turned out tasting exactly like Granny and Paw-Paw's. I will say I probably used more Crisco than Granny and Paw-Paw's, so my biscuits were more flaky, which everyone said they loved. If you use less Crisco, the biscuits will be more dense. So just keep that in mind depending on the type of biscuit that you like. But yeah, all in all, it was an absolutely perfect day, and I really loved cooking with you, Dad.
I loved cooking with you too, sweetheart. It was a very good day.
Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Every single view means so much to us. If you wouldn't mind, if you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, comment if you'd like, and be sure to follow us on Instagram as well as check out our Facebook page. Both are Cooking with Glenn and Kati. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Cooking with Glenn and Kati. If you would like to check out my gaming channel, there'll be a link down in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye.